Hello everybody. We are back. I'm a little bit early. I'm a tad bit early, but it should be fine. I need to set up my stuff and just thought I may as well do it a little earlier. Wait for it to go live. Oh shit, now my fucking ring light's throwing itself around. See, this is why we start earlier. So on the rewatch, people can see how disastrous this is. Because my ring light is so up and down and it just doesn't stay still, so I kind of just got to work with that for a while. I think we are there. You know what, I don't want to mess it around too much. Boo, you're not in this video, bro. Go away. You're not in this one. I don't even want your watch time. Please do stay though, because I do actually want that watch time quite a lot. Alas, I need to get all my links. I do have some tape from these guys that I need to put on, but of course. Oh shit! My chat overlay is actually working. Holy fuck! I did not expect that to actually work. Hell yeah, actually did do it. Thanks, Khaled. That's actually very helpful that you did that. You thought you were hating. It was actually more helpful than you could ever know. So, within your hate, you have given me a gift. So let me put this on Reddit and Twitter and everything. Just wait for everyone to come in. Because I've had quite a few people say they want to watch this one. I think this will be good. Because, the other ones, I didn't get any pushback. So I could kind of just speak and kind of go a little bit off the rails. I can't really do that this time. So my plan is to have a tier list for myself and a tier list for the stream. So that'll be how it is. If it eventually loads up. There we go. It's a little laggy for some reason. You can, but it's still interaction. That's the thing, bro. That's the thing that someone like you wouldn't understand. Is that it doesn't matter the interaction as long as it goes in. A dislike is the same as a like. You fraud. What's up, Ricardo? Good to see you. I'm a little early. But look! The chat actually works. Which is insane. It actually finally works. I actually did it properly this time. That didn't take that long to do, but we have it done. The Panthers import tier list. A little early, as I was saying to Khaled's old self. Can you believe this? I'm 25 tomorrow. Import tier list. I'm officially Unkstas. Live stream. Put in my link into that. There we go. And the chat is actually going to work, which is crazy. I think that worked. It might not have worked. Let's put an X as well. Gonna wait for some people to come in. Yeah, this one's gonna be, I think, controversial. Some people might be controversial. We've got all-star, starter, role player, bench, and incomplete. This can change. It will go on Discord also, yes. It's got put on everywhere as well, so I thought I'd be a little early. Because I wanted to test if the chat actually worked as well. And we now know that it does. So I can chuck that if X doesn't trying to ask me to rate his app. I fucking hate using X. I was verified in X for a while and I realized how absolutely useless it was. And I do not like it one bit. We're live. I'm sure that'll be fine. One of my lights is good. We're good. Oh, I'm out of breath already. I'm talking too much. I'm excited. I'm just excited to do this one. I haven't done a tier list live before. I think it could be quite fun. Because we'll have, like I said, people. I mean, I've got two lights because that's how you do. You can actually see them on the jersey behind me. Oh, what's up, Vanat? Jeez, I'm gonna have quite a few Panthers players here, which I think is going to be interesting. I really, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing some of the Panthers players, and not looking forward to seeing some of the Panthers players at the same time, because I think some of them will disagree with my choices. But I don't have a concrete choice on some of these guys. Like, I'm very open to change. And like I said, we got one for me and one for the stream. And then I'm going to do one like this. So this is not Iron's like description. This is just what I've had from a previous edit that I'm repurposing. So I will do DJ, and then DJ strong points, 3 strong points, 3 weak points we see from some of his like highlight reels, because I can't get Akron tape. Right, I can't get that really available to me, so I kind of just have to go with what I've got. So we're working with it. So we'll have that, and we'll have this one for me and for stream. And we'll do a vote every time on where people are. I'll do all-star, starter, role player, bench. If they have like no available tape, like we can't watch, say like I'm just going to throw DJ in for an example. This isn't anything on DJ. But say DJ had no tape, that he had no highlight reel from any year, and he doesn't have a game in the ELF, so we can't just watch a game from the ELF. That would be incomplete. So there's quite a few guys that have that, but I'm sure most of them shall have it. So it's not 6 yet, so we'll give it a few minutes. You know what I should do is get some of the tape ready. We're going to use ELFopedia for some of this as well. Because just fucking love ELFopedia, man. Oof. Right, you think Connor? I'm excited to see Connor, actually. The more I've spoken to people about it, the more I'm kind of excited to see Connor Miller. Is this the year for the Wroclaw Panthers? Wroclaw? I just need to know how to pronounce that firstly as well. Well, where are we at? Here we go. So in case, you can look at the thumbnail if you don't have the names to hand, but in case you're unaware, we'll be looking at DJ Irons, Daryl Stewart Jr., Robin, that I'm sure will be here and can help me pronounce the last name, Ezat, who is currently in the middle of Georgia, I'll get to that, Jordan, Milos, Atilla, AJ, and Devon. Here we go. Oh, fucking speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. And he shall appear. We were just saying about how we're going to use ELFopedia for a lot of this because it's a great resource and I love ELFopedia. I've literally got it saved in my quick. And it's there in the middle for a reason because when I'm making the numbers, when I do the number polls, it's right in the middle. I could just click it 15, 16 times. Okay, so we need that one. We need to have DJ Irons, because he has 2 tapes. He has one, no disrespect to him, but it's the worst highlight tape I've ever seen. And then he has one that is fine, that we're gonna watch as well. Let me just go on YouTube actually and do that one. Because the 2-minute highlight, I think it's 2-minute highlight reel. I love DJ. He's my heel for this year. But this highlight reel is fucking terrible. So, volts, love. Helpful. Yeah, we're going to watch this DJ Irons mix. Because this 2-minute reel, you would really struggle to find a viewable highlight because there's just so many cuts and stuff, so you can't really get it. So we're going to watch that one. And then we need Ezat. As you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in Euro players because a lot of these guys will have Euro players. See, that's the thing. DJ is a complicated player that I think needs a little bit of an opinion on. I need some other people to weigh in. So Ezat, who I love, by the way, absolute baller. If you don't know what Ezat's currently doing, he is in Georgia at the moment, grappling with Georgians. I'm not talking about Georgia, United States. I'm talking about Georgia far off in the mountains. So, but the W's in Polish are like V's. My sister's called Olivia, but it's V, so it's kind of difficult. Did I forget about Leipzig? I actually know what's crazy. I didn't really start covering the ELF like properly while Leipzig were around. I watched Leipzig film, obviously, but like I wasn't massively as watching every game as I was now. Weed is a player that's interesting. He has a lot to prove, I think, this year. And we'll get like AJ. He'll have a tape. I'm pretty sure he has a tape. Yes, he does. I think that's... is that an interview? Please don't be an interview. I need to put like the tape on sound. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, so this looks like a highlight reel, so I'll keep this on. But we all know AJ, right? If you're here, you probably know AJ. To be fair, we might not even need to watch AJ's tape. I might just close that just in case when we need it. It's mostly for the guys we haven't seen a ton of before. Yeah, bro. 30 tomorrow is crazy. That's wild, right? 30 tomorrow. I look good for 30 there. Alright, where should we start is the question. Do we want to start on off? You know what? I'm going to do polls. I fucking love a good poll. So the first one is it's just going to be offense or defense. I'm just going to do O and D. Actually, that's kind of similar. Let's do off and D. There we go. So which one are we doing first? Yeah, bro, I'm unk for real. That's the mad thing. Is you're not even wrong. Not even wrong. Alright, we'll give that a second. Because we actually count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 imports there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5. So, not a lot of teams actually do that. Some will usually go for one or the other. But some people have messaged me privately about their feelings on certain players. And I have feelings on certain players as well. But I think you're here to see these guys. I know that's why you're here, because you want to see the imports that are in your position. Milos is... Yeah, they're both corners. Wait. Actually, no, Milos is a safety. Milos plays a lot more safety. Atilla will be a corner, and then so will Devon. And then AJ will be in the middle. So that's the plan. And of course, we've got these in the middle. We'll just chuck like a... Let me actually get it. So we've got 10 of them. We'll chuck a picture of them or their name or something just so we can keep track of them. It's really laggy on the fucking thing, so... Yeah, that's a big thing, right? So, Carlos Bruins and Eric being homegrowns is like really clutch for them, like incredibly clutch. And a Titan they could have got, well, they couldn't have got him because he's just committed to Old Dominion. His name's Carl Peterson. I'm not sure if he would have been German or Estonian, but he's a savage. He's just committed to D1 school. Messaged me about it today, so congratulations to him. That's a baller. William, no, as far as I'm aware, he's not. Because he got Milos and Atilla. If I'm mispronouncing any of the names, please also do let me know. Okay, I think it's pretty substantial. We got defense. Let me end that poll up. So what we got. Okay. Yeah, Carlos is such a clutch homegrown move. That's so big for them. So doing defense, I think we start with the defensive line. I think we watched Jordan a little bit on stream last time. And I'm quite a big fan of Jordan. I'm going to watch my Euro players because that's where I know he has tape. So, as a scout, the first thing we do is we look at their measurables. We need to see what we're looking at. So you know that he's an Australian defensive tackle primarily. As we can see here, 6'6", 3'9", which is fucking huge. So we're expecting length, we're expecting him to stand out on tape, we're expecting him to be big. He is Samoan, so going to be big. Not sure if many of the guys in the chat would have ever met a Samoan, but they are just fucking huge. And he is a GFL All-Star last season at defensive tackle, 3rd team defense. He was a sack leader. I'm assuming that's in the Aussie League, but he's also an IPP guy. So the youngest import, what's up Lucas, we'll get to you later. The youngest import, man, Cad, how old are you? Are you 22? Because it might be you. It might be you. Right. This is Jordan. We know his measurables. First thing we got to do is, does this guy look 6'6", 310? Yes. I think that he does. He looks fucking ginormous. And if you're going to be 6'6", 310, you've got to stand out on film. And I think he probably does. Crazy. See a D tackle even getting interception. Absolutely wild. Sprint speed isn't something I'm really concerned with that much with interior D lineman. Nah, because I'm not going to comment on you being 6'4", bro. You can fucking dream of being 6'4". Also, going to play nose. I think he could probably come all the way out to probably past the guard because he's got a quick snap. He's quick off the snap. Nice hands. These are rugby players who think that he could tackle. Probably can, but he's fast. I really like Jordan. Like, I'm a big Jordan fan. A lot of people were really hot on him before he signed to the Panthers. I had a couple people messaging me about him. But he's ginormous. He can tackle well. He's pretty quick off the ball. He's got nice hands. Fucking hell. He's got nice hands. That's fucking horrible. Let me mute that up. Jesus. I think it's you for that one. I think it's Lucas Meyer for the youngest import. I'm not 100% on that. I might just check that one. I need to go on the ELF boards to check that, but that's reserved. He's got, I thought he had another pick then. Great hustle play. I need to do like a super niche thing of say which defensive lineman affects the pass the most in line of scrimmage, which for me, off of just like memory, is definitely Gabriel Montagna and Jakub Smudny. Both of them affect the pass like really, really well. So I'm a big fan of Jordan. In my opinion, he's probably going to be in the All-Star conversation if we don't want any injuries. So that's not saying I want to. Jeez, look at that strength. I just want him to be, and every player in the league, to be 100% healthy. So last season, I was kind of like, we've got to keep All-Star a little bit more reserved because there's not a ton of All-Stars this year. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, are they an All-Star level player? Can I see them being an All-Star? I think Jordan's an All-Star level potential player. Let me put it in the chat. Like I said, there will be 2 tier lists on this post. This will be a post probably tomorrow. My tier list and then the stream tier list. Right, let me close. Let me just let the tape go. What does it let that play while I put the poll up? It's the same thing as last year. All-Star, starter, role player, bench. Because it can't be incomplete because he has tape. Let that play out. You guys can make a choice. I think I'm going to go for All-Star. I think he's a very, very talented player. If I'm giving like tips, because I know I do that a lot on my writing, pad level is high on engagement. He does come in high. He is 6'6". You would kind of expect that sometimes. Cool, that's a fucking big hit, but I would not want to be that quarterback. Some of his snap looks a bit inconsistent because he looked a bit quicker on some of these other plays, but I might retract that because that one looked a bit slow. You know what I mean? So we've not elite quickness off the line, but it's decent. I'd like to see if he has any IPP numbers, but IPP don't really publish their numbers. The CFL Global do, but IPP not so much. But I think Jordan can be big in the run game and can be big in the pass game, so I think that he's probably going to be in the All-Star conversation, especially at D-tackle. You know what also affects the run D-tackle a lot is Aslan Zetterberg. I'm a big fan of Aslan. Right. Scanlan, I believe is how you say his name. Jordan Scanlan. Let's make... I'm not going to get a picture. I'm just going to, write his name. Because otherwise it'll be really fucking... And I'll make it look prettier at the end. That's the plan. Definitely spelled that wrong. What the fuck have I done? Oh, we good. So Jordan Scanlan's going to be the first person that we have on our ones. Let me just get rid of all of these others because we've got 10 places and this is a big file now. But looks like a lot of people have got him in the All-Star conversation. I am inclined to agree. I can't think of many people being above him. Not really. Could be a ton of options, but he is looking like the main guy. But we'll let that go on a little bit longer, just in case there's a mad turnaround. Do we need to watch tape for AJ? I don't feel like we really need to watch a ton of tape on AJ. If you just look at his stats, usually that's... And I know the stats don't make everything on an All-Star. I would agree. But he has been an All-Star. He was a Defensive Player of the Year nominee. He's a Hall of Famer in his alma mater. And he is a bit of a baller. 100 assisted tackles and 66 solos. So 166 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 1 interception, 2 blocked kicks, and 4 forced fumbles. The thing is, though, his tackle numbers, and this is going to sound like I'm fucking showing shade because people like to just do that kind of stuff. His tackle numbers will go down this season because he has a potentially all-star level D-tackle, and although also Carlos, who is a ELF vet. Yeah, I think he had 8 sacks in the first 2 seasons. He didn't have as great of a year last year, but he's still a very good defensive lineman. So he will have less tackles this season, but he'll still probably be number 1. That's what I'm expecting, really, from AJ. Just such a fucking force of nature in the middle of the field. Right, let me end that one. The people have spoken. Now I need to do AJ. All-star, and I swear to God, if he's like... I'm not taking blame for other people if they have them in something else. Just role playing a bench. To be this one should be quite quick. I can't lie. I think if any people have him as not being an all-star, that's kind of absurd. Let me put him in a name. Honestly, just going to prepare him to be in here. Congratulations to him for being inducted as well, to be a Hall of Famer, and it's kind of mad. It did say like European champion. I noticed on like one of the things. I was like, kind of kind of more difficult to have like a European champion when it's like so many leagues. I think the ELF is now the European champion, but I know quite a few teams would like to claim European champion, especially the Potsdam Royals, which I've heard I've got a pretty good QB this year. I'm intrigued to see how he is. Let me see if AJ has, because I think AJ has like an old tape from his Dresden days. He might not have it up anymore. No, I don't know, like it. I know I have seen a tape of AJ. I think it's just kind of old though. But he's just a fucking buzzsaw. Now, while waiting for that one, I'm going to put Eddie's film on. Only a minute though. This one's only a minute. This one's kind of short. Actually, no, I don't need to put that one on. I need to find Milos. I need to see if he has tape on Euro players. Yes, he does. Hopefully. Yes, he does. So I've watched more Milos than I have Marco, his brother. Again, we're going to start with measurables. Denmark, Serbia, and I knew that. I covered Milos when he was younger on Europe's Elite. So Milos is someone I've watched for years, which is fucking crazy. 6'1", 194. Spent this last season in the Lions. Did play in the ELF with Munich, I remember that. I don't think he saw a ton of action. Let's see if he is around. Type in with Milos. Because I think he wore a weird number. No, he didn't. He wore 5. He is Danish. Yeah, so he had a couple stats. Nothing too crazy. Played 7 games in the start and middle of 2023. So didn't do a ton. He's 24 years old, so still pretty young. But now he was 22 when he did that. Well, maybe depending on when his birthday is. Let's watch his regular season. That's horrendous. Okay. I remember just before I've watched it, high up on his back pedal, doesn't have the craziest sharp cuts, and isn't like the speediest safety in the world. But he can play nickel. Right, let me end AJ, because, like, let's be real, it's AJ. And then we get Milos. Actually, you need to put in a title as well. I'm leaning towards role player, I'm going to be honest. Like, safety is a very competitive position in Europe. Good play. He's actually knifed the route pretty well there. That's what I mean by that trigger. It's not automatic. He has kind of like he's quite distinct on tape because he does hunch his back quite a lot. So he is quite obvious to identify on tape. Which, you know, is a good thing and a bad thing. It's easier for me. Nice tackle on 3rd down as well. A couple picks. Again, we'll look at his GFL stats as well, see how many interceptions he had. Maybe I was a bit too harsh on his back pedal. That was a decent trigger then. Kind of took his eye off the quarterback for a second, but still managed to make a good play. Good hustle play. Hail Mary one's a tough one. Good. He's better tackler than I remembered him being, which is going to be important. We all look at the Panthers division as well and see who he's going to be potentially landing up against. His cuts aren't razor sharp. Okay, he's. I believe I had him as like a 3.75 or a 3.5, which is in my grading system like a good role player to a maybe a starter in ELF. His tackling is just kind of like throwing his body at someone though. There's not like a ton of like form in that one, if you get what I mean. And quite a lot of the time they've caught the ball. Not every time, but most of the time. Good read. Again, caught the ball. Difficult one. Let me look at his tape. His GFL stats real quick. See what I did this year for New Yorker. I do wish the GFL stats just take you to this page first though. 2024 New Yorker Lions. Because I did watch him pretty recently for the Jalen Henderson tape watch. Yeah, I'll give him a minute. Right, what are we playing with? Lamar Jordan, baller by the way. Milos. Okay, he's only credited with 1 interception, which is kind of weird because he had a few on his highlight reel. I have been told that the GFL stats are not always great, and some of them are a little bit flawed. Like, I've seen players score multiple touchdowns in games, and it just doesn't come up that you had like any on the season. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But a few decent tackles. He doesn't rely too much on solos. We've seen him intercept a couple passes. Maybe some of them got called back. Maybe some of them were just like chuck-ups. Yeah, it is. It's because my laptop's mid. And because I got like Photoshop open. I've got like tape open at the same time. I've got OBS open as well. And I've got my camera attached to it, which is obviously straight down the middle. Yeah, you are right. There is a little bit of lag on this one, but we'll see what we can get. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Where would Ilic be? Because I don't think his footwork is elite. He does hesitate a little bit. He's not instantly up. There's a couple where he does show better reactions of the snap, but it's not every time. He does take quite a few. Like, he'll jump when he sidesteps sometimes, which is not like the most fundamental because it means you can't break as easy, can't do a T-step as easy. But he's a decent tackler. He has decent ball playing ability. He can come into the middle all right. So it'll be interesting what people think. But I would probably say he's like between these two. Where you want to put him, I guess, is a different thing. But he's between these two. The starter, I always used to define it by would you go out of your way to sign him over a homegrown. If you were like a German team, because they're going to have the most depth. Like, it's kind of difficult. Would you start on most teams? There's 16 teams. Would you start him on 8? Let's even have a look. It's going to cause some controversy, I'm sure. I'm a Pepsi addict, by the way. Yeah. There not really much to go off of. It's just Jackson and Jens at the moment. So, I mean, not really. It's kind of hard to count Cologne. Galaxy, would I start him over someone like Enrico? Yes, I would. I think he's better than Enrico as of now. Paris, Kenny Foret. I probably would take... no, not Kenny. Probably Amir. Amir's the better safety. I'd prefer Amir, personally. Stuttgart don't have DBs in yet, but they had... Who did they have last season that wasn't American? Because I know Katz played some safety. Yeah, Katz played some safety, Marco played some safety, Wetzelberger and Wentzel played... They rotate a lot on defense, they're kind of tough, but I would probably take Marco. Marco and Milos, they're both two very good young safeties. That's quite an interesting comparison, actually, Marco and Milos. Helvetic, I would take him over the homegrowns in Helvetic. Madrid, I would not take him over Pablo. Munich, they would have... Who would they have? No, it wouldn't be Nico. It'd be Vincent, maybe. There'd be a couple. I would. I think I'd take him in Munich. Raiders, and probably not. Berlin, maybe. He is kind of just in the middle, isn't he? So, tough one. Most people have him as a role player. I think I'm in agreement. I think he can be... Bear in mind, he's only 24. So he has like a ton of time to grow. But I think I'm going to go with you and put him as a role player. I know Cologne have some signings, by the way. They are working. They're not doing nothing, which is good. They're not just waiting for things to happen. I'm just going to put it big so I can make it look pretty off stream, just so we know where people are. And then we got Attilla. So this one's a weird one though, right? Because he was with Istanbul. Where am I going? Also, we need to look at the divisions. So he's not going to have much of a run game to deal with there. He's going to have a mad run game to deal with there and pretty good run game to deal with there. Receivers, I think Prague give him some issues because they're quick cuts. I think Vienna give pretty much everyone issues. Okay. So Atilla played for Istanbul. Won Rookie of the Year. Then played for the Prague Lions, and it was kind of weird because I know he had some visa issues, or there was some issues getting him into the Czech Republic or something. He does have a tape. He's born in he's fucking hell. I'm getting old. So actually, that's a receiver first, which is technically incorrect. So he played for the Rams. Yeah, 4.8440 is not fast for a corner. But he does have 35-inch vertical. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year, not Rookie of the Year, my fault. So there's a 24 tape, so I'll watch that one. So this is from his time with the Rams, if I'm not mistaken. I don't like it when players both. I don't like it when a ton of people play both ways. Let me end the poll on Milos. It was literally between star and role player is divided, which doesn't help. But I think that is an accurate representation. Right, let's get Atilla's. So I'll let the tape run in the background while I do this. Also, this film is fucking terrible. No, I don't mean to be rude, but like, look at that quality. How many pixels do you reckon that is? Go on, let me let me see if he's got anything better on this. Yeah, maybe that highlighted one's a little bit better. I think for me, I am leaning Wroclaw because that is not a fast 40, and he's going to be expected to take a second receiver because Milos will be playing safety. Is this the tape that we just watched? Yeah. So Milos is going to be playing safety. Burrell will take the American receiver, and he will be the secondary receiver. Which means you're going to have to take people like Notora, Yannick Meyer, Redeem. Hungarian receiver number 2 is probably Sirok or Nandi. That's a really tough division to be a cornerback in if you run a 4-8. A great play. I remember that play. Because he had a couple pick sixes, I believe. Great catch. That was against the Dragons. Jeez, I think it was. Damn, nickel, can play some nickel. Like, he has some decent burst, but he is not lightning. So body catch, although it was a good play, didn't high point the ball. He has some return ability in terms of when he does get the pick. Didn't turn his head towards the quarterback then. His feet look a little bit, But this is a 2022 tape. Maybe he's improved, but that 24 tape was fucking awful. Quality-wise. Hard to get much off a tape like that, to be honest. But I'm probably leaning towards role player. I think that Milos is better. Because that's such a tough division to be a corner in, I really can't lie. I would have went for someone a little bit quicker. Personally, I don't mean to shit on Atilla. I'm sure he's a great guy. And he is an award winner in the ELF. So he's shown he has ability. But I think he needs to speed out a lot faster on some of his feet. Because I based on this, I wouldn't say that he can take Yannick Meyer. And when you deep the Vienna, when you deep how good Vienna is at the receiver position, you've got the last 2 DBs we've watched. Do you think they're going to be able to take on? Because they didn't have a very good passing defense last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was last. It might be last. I don't remember, but it wasn't high. Yep. Not good. Really good rushing D, but they've also just lost Dusan, so tough one. But now they've got Bruins, so maybe they'll be fine. But passing on both sides of the ball, they were really, really bad at. So that's very interesting how that aligned. I think it's a concern. I think because I think that 2 E's is probably the right decision. I just think they need a bit more speed on those E's. That's what I would go with. And we'll let that poll go on for a little longer because we've got Devon. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Like, that's a crazy amount of depth. Like, that's not even like factor in some of the other guys out of rotation. I know you got Schultz in there. I'm a big fan of Schultz. Everyone knows how much I like Schultz. But then you just got other guys that are just coming through. Like Schurmeier, he's a pretty good receiver. And Eggenstoffer, he had like a couple decent moments. And then like I don't think they got Scheibel this year. But they just have a ton of fucking really good players. If you look outside of Vienna, with Prague this year, like, he's a really good receiver. He's a pretty fucking good receiver. He's a good receiver. He's a good receiver. He's a really good receiver. So even they've got a ton of depth. Enthroners, everything even, and then they've got 3 good receivers in the Enthroners. Like, I love Nandi, and I like Sirok. So like, whew, it's a brutal division to be a cornerback in, you know? Real tough. Real tough. Speaking of which, Devon Burrell, the special teams, Niels, I do recognise the name. Is he from the AFL team? If it's the younger guy, I know who he is. I've seen him before, and I can confirm. Really fucking talented. I really want to see him sign Fedor Chepazayov. I'm begging them to sign Fedor Chepazayov. Like, he's so good. I remember watching him when he was younger with the AFL team. I haven't seen much of him this year. I think I'm not sure if he had injuries or whatnot, but Fedor is so talented. He's one of my favourite receivers I've ever watched. Like, from a youth level, one of the most dominant youth level receivers in Europe in the last couple of years. He's so good. If I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to get him, honestly. Really, because he's a bit... Let me just go on a little bit of a sidetrack. Is it Fedor Chepazayov? Yeah, there he is. Now, this is the tape I remember watching, like, a lot, because I was really, really high on Fedor. So he is still young. Like, you tell me that kid isn't going to be, like, really fucking good if someone gives him a shot. And by someone, I mean the Vienna Vikings or the Raiders Tyrrell. Like, he's a seriously talented receiver, and I want to see him in the ELF. So I'll let that play for a second while I talk about Devon. So Devon, amazing special team guy. Probably going to win special teams player of the year. One would assume. He's probably the best kick returner in the league. Well, he is the best kick returner in the league. Let's not beat around the bush. Best kick returner in the league. Probably the best punt returner in the league. One of the best. You've got Chad's a really great punt returner. You've got... Jackson was, before he left for the Rebels, was an amazing returner in this league. So there's quite a few great punt returners. And Devon is very twitchy, very quick. He's not the biggest, tallest guy, so sometimes some jump balls can go over him. And it was easy for other teams just to... Like, he is a playmaker. He can make stuff happen. He's got good hops. Does he have combine numbers? Don't know if he does. Doesn't have combine numbers. He said he ran a 4.49. I can believe that. But don't have tape. He is 5'11", 180. Yeah, I mean, for his return at junior alone, you probably say all-star. I'd imagine. I think I'm going to keep the Atilla one going for a little longer. I'd be surprised if he was voted as starter, I'm going to be honest. So people like Atilla. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm in the poll there. So that's Atilla being a starter, I think. Yeah, he's actually he's literally split. He's split every single way. I gotta do that one again. It's literally split 3 ways. So all the votes. All right, let me do that one again. And I'll just put all-star starter roleplay. Again, just because they were literally split directly down the middle. So I'll start that poll again, leave that for another 10 minutes. But I think I've got him as being a roleplayer. Move him over here, put that over. It's got Isik and Ilic. Which is kind of a cold duo, I kind of like the name wise. These like DJ is someone I'm really excited to watch. I think DJ could be an interesting player for a lot of people this season. But that's all. We not got Devon. I will put a vote to that one, but I'm going to put Devon as probably going to be an all-star. You can imagine this is currently the stream one. I'll do my own one in a second, so I'll give Isik a second. See where he lands. Devon, I imagine, is going to be an all-star, but I'll do an official poll for it because, you know, you never know. But I think it's pretty likely. And offense, I'm going to start with, I'm fucking starting with DJ. Introducing the 2 characters. We have a ton of ads. I've been quite lucky with ads. But now we're going to get a ton of ads. But shit, gets DJ some more views. We're happy with it. If this even this channel, I'm not sure, but we move. We'll wait. Alright. Let me make that smaller just so you can actually see the full thing. There we go. Always like to leave like and highlight rails too. So, my preliminary notes while you guys watch DJ Irons. He is mobile, he is big, he is athletic, but short and intermediate was not greatly developed, which he had, he did not agree. He did not agree. He wasn't very happy with that evaluation, which is crazy because I've been a lot harsher to other people's evaluations. DJ's ones was quite nice, I thought. I just said he was a great athlete, great size, nice arm, pretty accurate. But like he has not, even in this highlight reel, there's not been a ton of short and intermediate passing. There's mostly been these deep bombs. Like that was a good pass. That was really nice. And I think that was a great pass. Like, this is by far better than this other highlight reel, by the way. I'm not sure if DJ probably will see this. I hate that 2-minute highlight reel, bro. I really do. Like, I'm sure you're a great guy. That 2-minute highlight reel, it's just, please don't use that as a reel. Use this one as more of a reference piece. Because he does have a full scout report, which I'll find for a second. Because some people were tipping him to be kind of around the UDFA circuit when it came to the NFL draft. So he does have like a full report. I believe he was in the combine. I'm not sure if he, not the NFL one, but I think he had a pro day. He ran at his pro day or he did some stuff at his pro day. I'm not sure if he ran a 40. Let me look at that real quick. Not sure if it'll be under DeMarcus or DJ. Oh, I've already searched up pro day. I've just seen it then. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So he has a draft scalp. I'm pretty sure he didn't run. No, he didn't. trying to find, because I definitely have seen a bit of a report about him. So he's 6'6". That's a fucking big dude. It's weird, right? Like, they're such an odd team. They could be really, really good. Okay, so this is from Daniel Kelly. This is his thoughts on him. So he's 6'6", 205 pound, big guy. Athletic, fast as well for a 6'6" guy. Strong right arm. Interesting draft prospect. Yeah, they've really had a lot of turnover when it comes to the position. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. In all economies. Right. Level of competition. Big one, played at Akron. Not the highest level of competition there. And in Poland, let's have a look at quickly the division for DBs. He's got Vienna, haven't announced their DBs, but it's Vienna, they're going to have a good defense. Prague have 2 corners that are going to be trying to take the ball off people with Ken and with Jalen, which is going to be tough. Safety-wise, they have Nutoro. In throners, weird one, you know, they have their own system. So it's, I wouldn't say the hardest division to be a quarterback in, but it's not easy. All right, so he faced, huge factor, but his factor was makes him intriguing. So Tennessee and Michigan State, 2 highly ranked teams, and he played quite well. They got smacked, but he played well in that team. 2 games, accurate. That's what I said in my thing. Didn't score, didn't do any interceptions. Concerns. 18 passing touchdowns. That's what I said. He didn't score a ton in college. 18 passing touchdowns in 18 games. And again, I've said about this before in other things about like, oh yeah, Divine's in Vienna. Yeah, that's a tough player to play against. Divine's great. It's always a bit of a tricky one with like, have they been asked to do it? Like, is it his team's fault that he's not able to put up better numbers? It's always a question that needs to be resolved. Misfired on a 4th and 6. May lack mental toughness. Takes his drive, the team in the red zone may come through when pressure increases. I'm not going to make any comment on his mental toughness, obviously. I don't know the guy. Ball security, huge concern. In 4-game block of film, when defenders were able to disrupt 14 of his passes, so that's a problem. So ball placement and ball security is a problem. We'll see how many fumbles he has this season. For it illustrating his point, he has pitched 11 interceptions to go with his 18 touchdowns. Right, let me end. Atilla is still like divided between 3 of them. Next vote wins on Atilla because he's divided between 2 of them. He's divided between starter and role player, and whatever gets the next vote is what he's going to be, because I want to put the vote up for DJ. And I'll do the vote for Devon later, but DJ's captured my attention. Okay, so ball placement. Further illustrating his points, he had 11 interceptions with 18 touchdowns. Throw some dangerous passes. Some of them were picked off, but some of them just fall harmlessly. Yep, so size, arm strength, athleticism, all things that I mentioned in my report. Maybe a late round flag because of his raw attributes. I want to believe in Poland with these guys brought in, but honestly, you want to, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm thinking. See, I'm not starter on Atilla. I think he's a role player. I think he doesn't have the quickness for me. You're at a 4.8. Not fast enough, in my opinion. Right, let's read this in a second. I just want to wait for this last vote to come in. I need someone to vote. I need Khaled. Hater Khaled needs to come in and put his vote in if he hasn't already. There we go. Right, so he's coming in as starter. Interesting. You get your wish. I will disagree. That's the first time I disagree with the chat. DJ Irons. Starter. Oh shit, should have done All-Star first. My bad. All-star. Starter. DJ, if you somehow see this, feel free to give me your opinion. Role player and bench. I think we can all agree he's not a role player or a bench player. True, he is a zonal guy, absolutely. But, like I say, he's got to take Meyer, he's got to take Torre. Alright, DJ's up next. We'll do Devon in a second. I just want to see where DJ lands. And remember, starter, would you start him over your teams? Oh, Cad versus King and Cole. Interesting. That would be a good matchup, Loki. Alright, let's do the scout report. Athletic with a strong arm and average placement. Fancy ball handling skills. High football IQ. Relatively quick decisions. Inconsistent progressions. Poised despite a high number of sacks taken. Has pocket awareness. Can evade and sometimes deliver short passes under pressure. Was able to throw it away to avoid sacks. Downfield minded. This is what I said. And he got mad at me. Best thrown in the middle of the field. Drives tends to bog down. Shows emotion. Yep, I can confirm that. And then football is important to him. That's always good. Good runner for his size and shake and bake to make a defender miss in the open field. Let me look at my evaluation of him very quickly. Why was he so mad at me then? I said like the same thing as the fucking scouts did. Alright, so where was he? He was in my... Where was he at? New players. He was in the new player ones. And it was that one. Alright, my report on DJ goes as follows. Accurate completion rate hovered around 66%. Mobility is there as well. He's a strong athlete and a big guy. Can stay in the pocket a little bit longer. That's exactly what they said because of his pocket presence. Also a presence of his run game. He can take off and has the speed to break into the level. My concerns lay in the less than stellar touchdown to interception rate. Exactly what the scouts said. His final 3 seasons. And his short intermediate reading is sometimes questionable. Again, decision making. Exactly what they said. Broadcast and Cunningham in my comparisons. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher up on that one. But the fact that they have agreed with me is vindication, DJ. So I know you'll see this. I'm saying exactly what they said. Bear in mind, I'd not read this. I knew they existed, but I don't like to read professional scout reports before I do mine, because then it can come under influence. But I'm mad because he commented on that post. I hadn't seen the DJ commented on that post. He wasn't too happy about it. But I'm fine having a villain. I think having a villain is super fun, so I'm like so down with it. So I'm kind of playing up a little bit too. However, Daniel Kelly, former NFL scout with the Jets. That's just about his bio. So watch for the Twitter. I don't care about that. Where was it? He wouldn't draft him, projected by 0% in advance. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a first round pick, is he? Let's be honest. Again, decent numbers, yeah. I mean, it's an echo of what I said. I ain't going to lie. So it's pretty much exactly what I said. They said a bit more. They obviously have a lot more information than I did. I only had a small sample size. I did watch this highlight reel, and I managed to watch like a game of Akron. I'm not going to tell you how. But I have watched a game of Akron that he was in. I can't remember which one. Again, I can't really tell you how. But that's how I got my report. Granted, I do not usually do reports off of but I have to kind of in this instance for an American quarterback, but the tape isn't always easier. If I'm doing with someone who has played the ELF, it's usually 2 to 4 games, depending on how long it takes me to get a proper evaluation. But usually it's 2 to 4 games. And that's what they've got. And I tend to agree with Mr. Daniel Kelly. Shout out Daniel Kelly. I'll put his highlight reel just on in the background while people decide. I'll give that another few minutes. And people can see the vision. He's a big dude, like 6'6". It's fucking crazy, by the way. Especially to be that fast. And that's what I meant by breaking into next levels. He definitely can break into next levels. Khaled, you need to stop being a pussy and say some things more publicly. That's why you didn't even respond to me on my Art of Personas piece. I called you out at the end and you never responded to it. So, kind of mad about that, low-key. Great catch there by the receiver. I like DJ. I will probably go for him. Let's have a look at the other quarterbacks in the ELF. Centurions, obviously. Take him at the Centurions. Galaxy, would I take him over McKay? No. I don't think I would. Close. But I don't think I would. I wouldn't take him over Jalen or Riley. I would take him... I probably would take him over Weed. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would. Reed, no. No disrespect, but Reed's an NFL guy. Ravens, they've got Tabor. I would take him over Tabor. Raiders, Connor Miller. I would take him over Connor Miller. Berlin, Jacob. Ooh, I probably wouldn't. I like Jacob. Hamburg. I know who Hamburg I've got, and I think everyone kind of knows who Hamburg's got, to be honest. Nordic, I wouldn't take him over JJ, and I wouldn't take him over Chad. I would take him over Doman. I wouldn't take him over Ben, and I would take him over maybe Javarian. Tough one. Got more experience than Javarian. Yeah, I think I probably would have him at start. Yeah, I probably would. So Isik goes into starter as per the votes, and then DJ comes in looking like, we'll give it a few more minutes yet, but it looks like he's going to come in at starter as well. And like I said before, if anyone's new and hasn't heard this before, there will be 2 tier lists. And this is not the way that it's going to look when I make it. It'll look like this, but it'll look a little bit prettier. I'll probably put the pictures rather than the things. But there will be upsides and downsides, 3 upsides, 3 downsides on there per like their little individual profiles. And if DJ gets mad at me, I don't know what to tell you. But let's say it's going to be starter. It's quite comfortably at starter. Someone's got him as an all-star, which I'd be interested to see that argument. Someone has him at role player, which I'd also be interested to see that argument. Let me see his rushing stats. Because we know that he had 18 to 11 touchdowns to interceptions. See, it says 6'6" on that, but it also says 6'4" on his... Why is Siri turned on? It also says 6'4" in his college thing, so that's ambiguous. Yeah, I was looking at attempts then. Yeah, solid rush numbers. I know that sacks come out of rushing numbers in college, so decent. I'll let that sit for a second, but it does look like it's going to be starter. Leave that for 2 more minutes, because 10 minutes seems like a good voting time. Well, where's the Panthers? So they're up. They're actually going to have a pretty good import class, I think. We haven't got to O-line yet. We'll get to Lucas. We'll get to Eze. Robin at tight end. And we have to do the vote for Devon, which I will do in like a minute while I talk about Daryl and show Daryl's stats. I'll put Devon's poll up. But I think we can all kind of assume he's going to be in the all-star conversation. If not for a corner, definitely for his special team proficiency. Because for a corner, I don't have Devon as a top. I don't think I have him as a top 5 cornerback. He might not agree, which is fine. I'm trying to think, because I got Mitch. Who is my top 5 cornerbacks? It depends who signs, because I don't want to spoil anything. So I know some people will re-sign, but I don't want to say like, oh, so-and-so. And then them, kind of ruin the signing. But I don't think that, no, he's not my top 5. He's not my top 5 cornerbacks. Call sheets was cool. Cool. I liked the call sheets. I'm happy with how that turned out. All right, end poll. Again, Devon's a very confident player, which I have absolutely no issues with at all. So I'm sure he'll have himself as number 1, which I've got no problem with. All right, all-star, starter, roll, bench. Yes, there it is. We're going to talk about one now. So this is for Devon. This is for Devon. I should have said that at the start, but this is for Devon. Yes. So I'm not going to talk about Devon. I'm not going to talk about Daryl while I'm doing a vote for Devon. So Devon, 2-time Special Team Player of the Year. He's going for a 3-peat. Amazing kick and punt returner. So he'll be an all-star at those positions, if not for corner. My elevator pitch is elite ball player, like elite turnover, like creator. Or big play maker, I should say. He has decent turnover creation. But he can high point well. He's not a definition of a lockdown corner, but he plays man coverage well and he plays zone coverage pretty well. He's more of a man coverage guy than a zone coverage guy. He can play both to a good level. But he can get thrown over and he's not the most physical. That's just my off the dome remembering of my scouting report from Devon. But anyone who's here has watched him play for years, so I'm sure they can recall what he looks like while I clear some messages up. Devon Taylor, I'd fucking love to see Devon Taylor. I have heard, but I can't say. John Shoup, I think, will be Coach of the Year, or at least one of the people involved in Coach of the Year. He's a lot of people that I've spoken to around the league regard him as like the best offensive mind. Like I've had that from a few different people in a few different places. Like he is the best offensive mind. Interesting that Devon is starter, not all-star. Very interesting. I thought people would put him as all-star rather immediately. I just realised that DJ is also Daryl Stewart, so we put Irons instead of... Otherwise it get very confusing. True. Very true. Because they're going to... So I had someone comment on the power rankings this morning. They were very happy. Called me a professional guesser. Which I guess you could say is kind of true. But they didn't read any of the stuff at the start of the post, so... Alright, this is Devon. Okay, looking like all-star so far. Give that another few minutes, obviously. But I would be surprised. Kind of hard, because when you say like all-star starter, it usually means a position that they play in. So that does make sense. I would put him as a starter if I'm talking strictly about the position they play in. I might have to make that clear on a vote, maybe. That we don't include secondary positions. That's going to be a difficult one to explain. Because he is an all-star punt returner. But like he's a corner first. So I'll explain that in the rules beforehand. Yeah, tough one. Very tough one. I'm excited to see what people think of Azat too, because I think Azat's really fucking good. I'm excited to see him play. Right, we've got DJs out of the way. DJ's going to be a starter in this one. So this is Azat's film when he was in Canada. Does he have? No, he does not. But 6'5", 325. Honestly, 6'5" might even be underselling it. He's a big dude. Went to St. Clair's, won an award at St. Clair's. Maybe I'll just watch it. You know what I'm going to do while the tape goes? Actually, no, because I didn't put a name on it. Right. I'll give this another minute, but it looks like starter is going to be the way. But we'll give it just another, 30, 40 seconds. Just as a fully cultivated. There we go. I mean, I got Paris at what, 5? Let me check that real quick. I knew they'd signed Jaden a while ago. Obviously, I had to keep it relatively quiet. I have them at 4. So I'm still hot on Paris, but I have them at 4. I have them still below Stuttgart, Nordic, and Vienna. But I am still hot on Paris, yes. I think they're going to be great. Really, really fun team. Right, let me end that poll as well. Devon's going to be a starter. And then this is for Azat. Fucking love Azat. Like I said, in the middle of the Georgian mountains at the moment. My opinion, he could be an all-star. My elevator pitch, real quick, to the people. Mauler in the run game, serious mauler in the run game. Big, nasty, aggressive on the lines. Going to be a guard, I think. I think they have him on ELFopedia as a tackle. He is a much more natural guard. Yeah, that was O-line. So Meyer will play tackle, and I think that Azat will play guard. What's up, dude? Hell yeah. Just in time for some British O-line. Absolute fucking mauler, like I said. He will decleat a motherfucker if he needs to. Big dude, he's been working a lot on his speed this off-season. And his footwork. But, he can make holes for people. And when you got David as your running back, he could see a lot of... that's why I think he could be an all-star. Because he's going to have a lot of all-star attention because he's a really good run blocker on a team with a really good running back. So it makes sense that he would be in that area. And again, this is from Canada. He won a national award when he was in the CJFL. He's not the most elite pass protector, and he's not the quickest out of blocks. Like I said, he's been working on it in the off-season, so we'll see how that translates to the field. Did play in the CFL... Whoa. Did play in the CFL practice squad this season with Montreal. Here we go. Short tape. But I really, really like Azat. He's one of my preferred for... I know I did the 100 predictions and said about a couple people being first-time All-Stars, especially the offensive line. He is one of the people that I could see being in that. Let's see if he has any more tape from the last couple. I need combine numbers or anything. See, 1 offensive lineman awards. St. Clair, there he is. Yeah, Montreal. But I think that's his only tape that he has, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, he's currently in the middle of the Georgian mountains doing wrestling with grappling with the Georgians. So if he doesn't have elite hand speed, then I will be I will be surprised, because they don't fuck about up there in the mountains. Also 6'4", 6'5", I think is, again, a little bit, he might be a little bit, maybe it's 6'5.5". And then again, maybe I'm just shorter, because CFL lists him at 6'4". Didn't see the field, but that's still a valuable experience. Yeah, baller. Can't really say too much. Kind of got to let that one sit. I did have him on. Where's he at? He is somewhere. He's one of these ones down here. There he is. Literally the face of this one. There he is. I said could be one of the best pro guards in the league. So I'm vying for him. There's not very many guards with that level of strength and nastiness. He's a very talented player. So kind of got to wait for that one to sit on the votes. We're currently looking at the starter, which is understandable. But I think you could slot him into most teams, and he would be an immediate impact. I would probably have him. I'm going to probably have him at All-Star. Which means they'd have a D-tackle, linebacker, and a guard. Which is fucking good for them. Kind of what you want. To be fair, like, this is streams voting. The stream highly rate the Panthers. I'm going to drop him down here. Probably keep Irons as a starter. Devon I'm going to keep as a starter. So I think they're not too bad. The chats so far mostly agreed with me, but not all the way. Wait for that for just another few minutes, because I want it to be a fair vote. So I'll give it a little bit of time. I think he's probably one of my. I think he's my highest. Let me think. I'm thinking of British guards. I think he's in my top 2 or 3. I can't think of many people that are better than him at the position. I'll give it another minute or 2. I'll give it 2 more minutes for the vote. And I'll make his thing now, otherwise I'll forget. There we go. So he's going to come down here. I got me these. I have to start gathering them up in a pile. Yeah, no, you're a Raiders guy through and through. I didn't expect you to know a crazy amount of them. But I'm really high on 3 of them. I'm really high on Jordan. I'm really high on Ezat, and of course, really high on AJ. Devon, I'm looking at as primary as a corner, and Irons shows a lot of upside. Has some things. A tackle, interesting. I think he's a good tackle. He could be a starter tackle. I think he could be an all-star guard. That's the big difference. I've been asked about this by a few ELF teams. And I've said that exact same thing. Starter level offensive tackle with all-star level guard. That's my opinion. Right. I'll wait for that another minute. And then I'll move on to DJ Stewart, one of my favourite receivers in the league that doesn't really get talked about that much because he's been injured and came in late for the surge last season. Yeah, just saw that. Decent player to be fair. Like he's a pretty good running back. I don't think he'll be the starter, but he's a solid German running back. I'm happy with that. Right, there we go. Cologne Centurions finally making moves. How long before I can make a Centurions tier list? Alright, so this one is on Daryl Stewart. You just 100% spell his name because I don't want to get it wrong. I always forget if it's 2 R's or 1. Right, Daryl. All-star. Starter. Well done. Well done. Role player or bench player. And if anyone says bench player, I'll be really fucking surprised. Let's see if he has a Surge highlight reel. I doubt he does. He might have a Dresden one. He might have a Michigan one. Let's put in Michigan State. He might be under DJ. No, hold on. I'll find it. 28 years old, 96 kilos. How old did he actually do in college? He did play quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, consistent, good player in Michigan State. I mean, he's got the pedigree there. There he is. He has like a short highlight reel from the league. Because he has, I believe, the best postseason by a receiver in ELF history. Because he had that game, he had like 3 games where he got 200 yards in like all of them and scored in all of them too. Yeah, against his new team. He's big, he's physical. I think that DJ, when he's fit, is an all-star level receiver. He just needs to stay fit, it's a big thing. He's never played a full season because he was hurt last year and he came in mid-season the season before. Great hands, great high pointing. He's probably one of the best athletes in the league. That's not him. That's Minton. You can tell because Minton's like 6'9". There he is. Look at his. Let me try and find that postseason one because I know that he had a crazy one, but I want to get his numbers up. Definitely people leaning all-star. Not mad at that at all. Alright, career-wise. Receiving. Played in 8 games for both seasons. Got 754 yards in year 1 and 300. It says 8 games, but he did not play in all 8 games. Yeah, he got 8 catches last season. Was injured a ton. And then playoffs. Where was it? Playoffs, receiving. Played in 3 games. Got 32 catches. Oh, that was playoffs. My bad. That was, what the fuck am I thinking? That was for this playoff run. 3 games for 545 yards. So he got more yards in his first season in ELF in the playoffs than he did this year in the full season because he was injured so much, but also because he had such a fucking amazing postseason. Scored 6 touchdowns in 3 games. Like if they had like a postseason MVP of that season, it probably would have been him. He was spectacular. It shows the level he can be at when he's fully healthy. because he's a 3-level threat as well. I have the same tag on him as I do with Robinson, with a 3-level threat. There's not very many 3-level threats in the league, but he's one of them. Like, he gets a lot of deep balls, but he can catch fucking anywhere. Truly elite receiver. So when I do my one, he'll probably be up here. It does seem like most of you guys agree. Some people want to start, which I would be surprised at. Like, he is probably I think I had him as a top 5 receiver going in last year. But like I said, got hurt. Didn't live up to that like label. I'll put him like here. When it ends. Actually, no, yeah, I can put him up here real good. Currently. Yeah, I'll give it another 5 minutes, but as of where it stands, that's where he's at. Because he's going to be playing Miles. I think that he's a better receiver than Miles as a corner. No disrespect to Miles, but he's playing a Michigan State corner. It's going to be receiver. It's going to be fucking hard. Vikings, number 1 corner, Divine. Ooh, I think Divine's awesome. But I might take DJ. If we're doing like a one-on-one competition, also please do, like, if we do like a Pro Bowl one-on-one competition, it would be really good. It always favors receivers, but fun. It's tough, but Daryl and Divine, it's a good matchup. I probably would maybe take. Daryl on that one. I'm sorry, Divine. And then he'd have to take Jalen or Ken, and both of those are really tough matchups too. To be fair, that's kind of a tough division to be a number 1 receiver in. So you got to think, as an all-star level talent, is he going to get all-star? I think he could definitely be in that conversation. And then he's going to be catching balls from Irons, who has a good arm, has solid over the middle field work. We just saw that a lot of his highlights were over the middle of the field, so it could be quite a money spot for them, I can't lie. But it does look like he's going to be an all-star vote. We'll give it another minute. One more minute. Then we'll go on to Robin, who does have tape. He sent me it. If I can't find it first try, I will. So I've seen Robin play in person. Yes, he does. Amazing. Alright, there we go. Right. Settled. Daryl was going to all-star. Robin is next up. Yeah, I always got to remember to just play the tape while I'm typing it out, just a little bit easier. Because he did not blow up the stat sheet. But he's a good blocker as well as a good receiving tight end. That stats are everything with tight end position because they do have to block a lot. Important to mention. And they also work alone. They played with 2 tight ends, which was weird. And I don't think I've ever seen a team have 2 E's at tight end, but they did. They had Leoma and they had Robin. And Robin was a lot more of a blocker. He had a few catches throughout the season, but in my opinion, he's one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. I don't have him on the same as like Adria and fucking Berlin. I'm blanking on his Schumann. But I do think that he's kind of like Kevin Mwamba. Good blocker, good receiver, probably a good athlete as well. Can be impactful in both. I think him and Mwamba are actually quite similar. I think Kevin's a slightly better blocker, and Robin's probably a slightly better receiver. Yeah, then again, actually, Kevin did have that like crazy hurdle in the playoffs. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kevin will have something to say about that. Maybe Robin will have something to say about that. Maybe they're just too similar. Who the fuck is that? But I do think he's good. I would probably have him as because he is a really good scheme fit, I think, for the Panthers, because he can affect as a short option. He's not running deep, seam fades. It's when he runs a deep seam fade. But yeah, like bubbles, the odd hitch, the odd drag, maybe a slant every now and then. But he's mostly a blocker. So you could argue a roll, because this roll is to block and then occasionally catch a short pass, which I'm probably in agreement with. I would probably have him at roll. And currently the vote is for him at roll. He had a very defined role, but he's still a role. I think that I would agree with the chat on that one. That's what I'm thinking as well. Great support for David. He helps Lucas, who we're also, by the way, watching on this tape. If I can find my mouse. Right there is another Panthers import. He also has his own tape, so we will be watching that one as well. But 65 and great block, and 87. Both of those guys could be big for David all season. I think it'll be a really strong run game again. Pass game will be fine because DJ's a solid quarterback, but I think they'll mostly be in the run game because he can run, and then you've also got one of the best running backs in the league, a great run blocking guard, I think, in Ezzy, a good blocking tight end, and then Meyer, who is a hyper aggressive offensive tackle who is good in a run game and better in a run game than he is in the pass. So for me, that's kind of a telltale sign they're going to be a pure run team. Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think that's what they are. Which is good for them. I think it's going to work. You might get into the playoffs. I mean, it's pretty fucking helpful for like the Raiders have a really strong run. There's kind of a big divide between ELF teams, right? You're either a run team or a pass team. And I was talking to an ELF quarterback just the other day, actually, about how the meta in the NFL is currently the pass game, but the meta in Europe is still the run. And if you have a good physical run game and like a good offensive line, obviously you can have an offensive line everywhere, but mostly about the running backs, you can have success. We saw with Cologne, they had success with the running game before Gerald got hurt. You have the Raiders, you have the Vikings, whose run game was ridiculously helpful for their pass game. People often forget that. And then the teams with no run game, like for Hervar, and then Prague last couple of years, because Z's been injured, have struggled. Oh man, I miss Carlos. I wish Carlos Hill would come back, man. I miss Carlos, man. He was so good. I'm not sure if we'll get to see Carshill again in the league, but man, I'd like to see Carshill in the league again. Dude was fucking electric. Yeah, I think I had Robin last year at a role player, but I think now that I've seen more, because when he was last season, he hadn't played in a minute. I don't think I had any tape on him. But I saw him play in the Netherlands, and his blocking is a lot higher than I thought it would be, so I am potentially leaning towards starter. Because he's a... Like, let me look. Would I put him above... Who's Galaxy got? Who Galaxy got? Jens. I would put him above Jens. Paris is Kevin. I think they're very equal. I'd honestly take one or the other. Like, that's a trade for me. They've got Miranda, who I'd probably take Miranda, maybe, but it's kind of hard to tell because Miranda doesn't have any tape. I'd take him over who the Mercs have because they don't really have a natural fit at tight end. I wouldn't take him over Seneda or Adria, because I know Adria's Spanish, and I know he's not signed with anyone, but I'm just saying because he's Spanish and it sparked a thought. Ravens, I'll take him over Philip. Raiders, depends if they sign. If they sign Scheibel, it's kind of a tough one, because I probably would take him over Weber. They're quite similar though, him and Weber, I can't lie. Berlin, probably take Schumann. Hamburg, I'm going to take Robin. Nordic, you've got the young Baylor tight end, who I've heard a lot out of camp is really, really, really impressing. Rhine, currently have Eichhorn, I would take Robin. And Donuts, I'm taking Robin. Panthers, he plays for them. Vienna, I'm taking Flo. And then Prague, I would probably take Robin. So yeah, Robin probably is a starter for me. Yeah. Nice. I'm happy with that. Shout out Robin. Cannot say your last name. Even the Dutch people I've asked have been like, no idea. But Robin will be entering into the starter, which I think is good. And then finishing up with his Cologne teammate, and probably one of the youngest imports in a long time, Isik Guzman. I just did an eval on him, kind of. Let me read that real quick. It's like a short one, because he surprised me. As you can see, if you haven't read this one, read this one. Let me close that poll. And then get Lucas in. So I was vaguely aware of him when he was in Cologne. And then he sent me his tape. It was a good tape. Like I knew, because he's a starting left tackle for Cologne, right? Kind of hard to miss when, you know, weeds riding around everywhere. You do kind of look at their offensive line to see how well they're doing. You see Myers actually doing pretty good. Does he have? Yes, he does. Is it on here? Yes, it is. From the looks of it, yes. It's a long ass fucking tape. He was a rookie. Super aggressive. He plays to the whistle very well. He is more of a run first tackle than he is a pass first tackle, which is not uncommon in the ELF and Europe in general. I need to see how he deals up with being like a fucking elite. And I'm talking about like a dude. Because he's going to have to be a starting left tackle for Irons. And Irons moves around a lot like weed. And you see him anchor a little bit as well. Sometimes he will give up like some of that strength battle. He needs to add a bit more size. I mentioned that as well in my eval. The potential is absolutely there, no question. I would have him probably between starter and role player. And pad level isn't great either. He starts high on the snap anyway. But I do like him. I do think he's a future player. He's a prospect. He has the potential to be a starter, if not an all-star. But he needs to be more refined in his pass pro, especially if he's going to be a tackle. And now I've just spent like the 5 minutes saying about how they're probably going to be a really run-heavy team because they are going to be. So pass protection isn't necessarily what he needs to be elite at, if he's great block, by the way. But it is still important. Because pretty much all of these on his highlight reel are being runs. Which is always telling. You know, you can kind of tell sometimes what they are from a highlight reel, not always, but with this one, you can tell. He's a primary run blocker. And he might have broken it down into halves. He might have put half run block and half pass blocking. Let me see if he did that. He might have done that. I know some people do that. I don't like it when people do that, by the way. Just show me your best plays first. You don't need to have half be on the pass and half be on the run. Nah, but these are all runs. So you understand why I was saying he's definitely more of a run blocker. There we go. There's a run. It's not a run. Yeah, there's a pad level. That was a quick cut. That was a really quick cut. So yeah, I'm going to probably have him at... I'm leaning roll. He doesn't show enough pass pro for me. Stewart, you said the end of the reel? Let me have a look. But still, I've watched full games of you. I've watched... I want to say 6. Like if I look at my, I'm not sure if it'll show all of them. It definitely won't. But if I go on my Game Pass, like you can see the games I've like half watched or watched like 20 minutes of just to skip to the actual games, and then the ones that are like near the end of the broadcast. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't watched that one in a while. 5. Haven't watched that one in a while. 6, 7, 8. Haven't watched those ones in a while. So 8 games that I've watched, and I think I've definitely watched a couple for Robin as well. But I have got a full look of Myers' game. I do still have him graded as a better run blocker. I'm not saying he's a bad pass blocker, I just don't think he's an elite pass blocker. If people put him at start and have him as a role player, I'm not mad at it. You know, you're still a young offensive lineman. You still got to develop that like grown man strength, which is fine. And like I said, man, I don't mind lighting a fire under some people. I'm completely fine with that. Like for me, that's fine. Like I'll give my opinion. I've got no problem being opinionated. And if if it can spark a player to play better in a year, fuck yeah. Like, that's a win for everyone. Like, in my opinion, that's brilliant. I don't think a player should ever be mad if they get, like... Because some people think it's disrespectful. I just think that's a fucking stupid way of looking at it. See it as, like, motivation, you know? Like, every year I do the ones of, like, players who prove me wrong. So I got no problem being wrong. I think it's fun. I think it makes the season more exciting. If I was right every single time, it'd be fucking boring. Like, if I was fucking 100% betting 100% on scouting reports, imagine how boring the season would be. That'd be shit. But no, luckily we've got a little bit of diversity. We can have some storylines develop. Like with yourself and like with DJ Irons, I should say. DJ Irons, we've got 2 DJs. Guess this is how the stream one looks so far. Gotta wait for the one. What's up, man? What's up, buddy? How you doing? Alright, send it to me. I'll put it on. Send it to me. I'll put it on, and then if people want to change their minds, they can send me a message about it. But again, I was saying, again, no problem with it. I think you're an all-star level guard, starter level tackle. So I think the Panthers would be better off playing you at left guard or right guard. Left or right? Probably right. I don't have like the specifics on where the Panthers run more. But I think you play more right than left guard. And then I'd have Lucas as the left tackle, and then I'm using Robin on the line blocking for a lot of it, for outside stretches and stuff like that. Because you could even play it left, and then you and... it'd be kind of nasty to have stretch left with all 3 of the E's. That'd be kind of fucking good. Can't lie. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, I'm going to let that vote marinate a little bit, because we got still a tie. Need to update your public film. Like I said, man, if I can't search up your name, then, you know, it's a problem. I need to do that. Maybe I'll do a short on that, like how to get your name higher up on things. And I got some people messaging me about Vienna. Why do I rate Vienna so high? Well, if you're watching why I rate Vienna so high, it's because I know some unconfirmed signings and they're going to be really good. And they're just a really good team with homegrowns anyway, so they're going to be really solid. Right, let's do a little roundup. Because that vote's still tied up. Alright, DeMarcus. You know, I should probably do... I don't want to do... Fucking hell, this fucking laggy as a motherfucker. I don't want to do the points of emphasis on stream, because that'll take a while. And I don't want to take up everyone's night. I'll probably do that tomorrow as it is. We got Maya in there. Stream's still undecided on Maya. If you haven't voted, please do vote. I'm going to put it down here just for a second. Just to keep him safe. She got a message for Robin I hadn't read. My bad, Robin. Next vote. I'm going to call next vote wins. I'm going to call next vote wins. And then we'll do a quick roundup. Because my one is different. This is not my one. Just for people, if they come in a little late, this is for the streams voting. This is not my one. I'll be doing my own one. I'll put them together in the same post. And then I'll do one of... There we go. Right, last one's coming as a role player. There we go. Appreciate that last vote. Cool. There's your extra motivation if you need it, Lucas. Go get them, you know. I fucking love it. Clip this, clip that. Take whatever you need. Make me into a highlight. I've had people put my voice in their highlight reels, good and bad. I'm completely fine with that. As long as you can ask me before, you can not ask. I prefer if you ask, but I'm not really that fussed about it. But this is our current Wroclaw Panthers import tier list. This will not be mine. We will do this for every single team. And I will also have one of these. It's not Aaron's stats, but every player will have one of these attached to the post as well. All 10 of the imports. So you can imagine it's going to take me a little bit. I'll probably get this done tomorrow. So we got Milos Ilic and Lucas Meyer as role players in the import tier list. Starters, we got Isik, Irons, Robin, Devon, and Eza. And all-star level players, we got Jordan, AJ, and DJ Stewart. Solid. I'm going to end the stream at about 2 hours. That's a nice sort of round number, I reckon. 2 hours to look through all the tier lists. That should make sense. I think that could be like a general rule of thumb as we keep it to about 2 hours, just so I don't go completely fucking overboard by watching like 4 games of every single player. Because I will do that. And I do that. Like I said, I've watched like 8 games of the Cologne this week. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll put this out tomorrow. I'll do some of the editing. I'll make it look a bit pretty. I'll get pictures of the players. And then, kind of difficult to make it. I'll play around. I'll probably put the pictures of the players. Yeah, if that motivates you, any of the guys on this one, because I know a couple of you guys stopped in. I know that DJ will probably check it out. Maybe these guys check it out too. But we never know. If any of you guys do disagree, let me know. If any of you guys agree, let me know. Follow me on Instagram. Join the Discord group chat if you want to. I'll see you guys next time. I'll be recording your left signing centre tomorrow. As it is, I got school tomorrow too, so yeah, fuck it. That's my birthday tomorrow. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you. I might stream tomorrow, probably not, but maybe. You never know. Yeah, Kolasis, he is... You kind of an import, but not really. You're both... See, now you're coming in late. You're going to get me ranting again. You're Estonian, and he's from Latvia. You know, I want to just fucking randomly pull up this guy. Let me just really quickly go on a detour. Where'd you play? Rams. Nuremberg. Rams. Is he technically Estonian? By ELF rules? I don't know. But he just committed to Old Dominion. Dude's so fucking good. So fucking good. Yeah, been a fan of him for years. There he is. Hold on, let me just really quickly show his tape. Just because he messaged me today. So he's really fucking good. And I think that he would count. Yeah, he's been playing in the States. He would count as a German, I think, because he played for the Nuremberg Rams. So I don't know if he'd be a German or an Estonian. I'm not entirely 100% sure where he played. But boy, if he's an Estonian in a couple of seasons, holy shit. Is he going to be a fucking phenom. Look at the fucking dude go. He's a tight end, by the way. What a beast. Carl Peterson. Fucking potential superstar to ELF in like 4 or 5 years. So that's my early chip. So I have it on record that I talked about him and other Estonian ballers. Thank you very much. See you guys next time. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm going to wait exactly 2 hours. That's what I want to do. So we've got 7 more seconds that you've got to enjoy me. Thank you a lot. It means a lot.